There's not one by me anymore.
What does it stand for?
Here, everything's better.
Really?
Yeah.
That isn't really... It's like a phrase. It's like naming your store... Hold your horses.
Hold your horses. Outpost. Yeah, here everything's better.
Why does it look crooked?
It does look crooked.
Is it this side?
Yeah.
Is that better?
That looks better.
Any adjustments? More towards my direction?
No, let's see. I think try sitting down. I think you'll be good. Sit down and sit in the back of your chair, and that'll be your limit. Like, I'm good. So you gotta
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
So I think it's working. What do you think about
We do that. There we go. Okay.
what do you think about the other people show that we've been doing?
Man, I'm excited. The growth that it's done. I mean,
Yeah.
It seems consistent. You know, we have more weeks that are good than not. You know, which it was.
I mean, I've done like no marketing for it, and it keeps on getting people to come out, so that's cool.
Yeah. No, it's exciting, man. It's like your little baby, you know.
Yeah, we've been doing it forever.
Yeah, I've been doing it with you for almost a year now. Yeah. And then how long were you doing it before then?
I don't know. It seems like we've been doing it together.
The whole time, mostly?
Yeah. Thanks for doing it. That's very nice.
Yeah, man. No worries. I enjoy it. I think it's cool. And I like, you know, like production is just something that's always interested me.
Yeah, like fiddling behind the scenes to make people look good.
Well, not in a sense, like, you know, I'd rather get it set up. Like if we had a permanent like setup and just come in and turn the lights on, so to speak.
Like a set.
Yeah, that would be. But have you thought about moving to a different venue?
No, not really. Why? Vulcan?
I don't know, man. I was thinking about that. I don't know.
Where would we move to?
I thought about this. At first I was saying like Paramount, but also I don't think Paramount would do the same.
What's the Paramount?
That theater?
Man, I wish I didn't make this chicken, because now we started the podcast already.
Yeah.
Can't eat it.
It's just a set decoration. It's just evenly placed in the middle. I already had one. It was delicious.
So I'm gonna have one.
You should do it. You should do it with a fork though. Resist your Asian. You got that? I can't believe you got that at HEB. Just like in the cold section or what?
Yeah, frozen.
Bro, that's bomb. Here everything's better. HEB. If you don't live in Texas.
How long? You haven't been in Texas that long.
I left California March, the year of the pandemic when it started.
No way. That's really early.
Yeah, I was still paying my lease. I just got the fuck out of there. They started shutting down. I thought it was weird because everyone, you know, obviously no one knew what was going on, but they started shutting down. The first things to go in LA were the comedy clubs. The nightclubs and the restaurants held on as long as they could.
But the comedy clubs were like, yeah, we're not necessary. Sorry we even tried.
Dude, yeah, once like the Comedy Store shut down and stuff like that, I was like, that's weird, right? I mean, that's not what
sign
you
of the apocalypse.
Kinda, yeah. If you can't,
there's no humor, no laughter anymore.
Yeah.
Sadness only.
We will die together sad.
Why did you do an Asian accent?
We will die together sad. Oh, I don't even know what that. That's like that's my knockoff.
Japanese, I think.
I think that's what, you know, I'm from Alabama, so we
Alabama.
We don't always get it right. But I moved to Austin a year after I moved to Texas. I moved in with my parents first because they live up by Dallas, and they live in like the county, so they have like a little bit of land. And
so you were here before Joe Rogan? You just moved here because you love Texas?
Yeah, it was a safe space, you know.
Not if you're a Mexican.
Yeah, arguably, there's a lot of development going on.
Mexican development.
Job security is rampant right now.
A lot of breasts growing in Mexican breasts growing in Texas.
You think Mexicans have better breast milk?
Yeah, it's like their Coca-Cola. It's got real sugar in it.
Yeah,
not high fructose corn syrup.
You think it's got cocaine in it too?
I think that's just the Colombians. Colombian breast milk.
Would you, if they brought Coca-Cola Well, I don't know if they would bring it back, but if there was a 1920s Coca-Cola with cocaine in it, the original formula, right here, would you try it? Or do you think it's too far gone?
I mean, it's sober October, so no.
Yeah, okay. In November, would you...
It's remember November?
Remember November? What's that one?
It's where you can't do any memory loss drugs.
Oh, okay.
You have to only do speed.
I thought it was No Shave November. That's what I always told.
That's fun.
Yeah, just no shave.
No one can tell when I'm doing No Shave November.
I have a patchy beard too, man.
Yeah.
I can get this. I get like a little landing strip. That's all I can do.
Nice. You
But
got
it's
a little neck pussy.
Little neck pussy, little wolf beard, you know, little wolf puss.
Yeah.
But no cheeks. I got spotted.
Yeah. I get one spot right here on my cheek.
Yeah.
And then this doesn't connect to this. I mean, maybe it does now. Spot here. Yeah, we got similar facial hair.
Yeah. Maybe I'm Asian.
Maybe you have that too much estrogen.
Yeah. I'm a soy boy. Drink too much soy milk, huh? Is that that's what they say?
Are you politically liberal?
You know, I don't really know where I land.
What do you pay attention to most?
I mean, I just read like I use this app called Smart News, and it's just literally unbiased articles, every angle, So I just read whatever sounds captivating, and I kind of like
That
checks
sounds
and balances.
liberal.
Yeah, maybe.
You're like, I go to an app. The app tells me what to
The
think.
app tells me exactly each day. It's a new
Smart.
thought. But I mean, I'm not like like I think like the abortion shit. Like I just don't know. Like I don't have a real opinion other than like why are we fucking canceling abortions and like there's not even any gray area anymore. They're like you were raped and you are pregnant. Well, you got Jeffrey Dahmer's baby now. It's like why? What? Like
we shouldn't procreate and spread bad seed. We should be a little more diligent.
Maybe like a license to breed, kind of like how you have to get a license to drive.
Yeah.
Like you have to be certainly educated.
So how would you prevent people from having babies?
Maybe you like, what's the easiest to reverse, a vasectomy or tubes tied?
I think a vasectomy.
So maybe we just give all boys, when you cut the foreskin, you also cut the snip, dude.
Yeah.
From birth.
2 snips.
2 snips, yeah. The head and the
2 birds.
2
snip.
balls, 1 snip. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could vasectomy everybody. I mean, I just think that having people have babies when they want it is a good way to do it. It's been working.
Do you think that education system though has something to do with like contributing to the like I don't even know how to articulate it, but like so like
you get more babies if you're dumber.
Well, I think that's the trend. Like typically,
like in Alabama
or like West Virginia is what I think about a lot. There's this,
because you're from Alabama.
Yeah, we don't like to push the blame.
Yeah, most people that are dumb have more babies. Like here,
don't look here, but look up there.
Yeah.
Have you seen this documentary called "The Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia"? Fucking wild.
A little bit, yeah.
You should see the whole thing if you haven't. But that's my example. Like that's what I reference. Like when I think of that, it's like. Because they're literal, like, they have babies to get more welfare money. Like, that's their MO. And
right. But, I mean, how do you know you're making more money overall?
I don't think they're making much. I don't think they're making much. I just think they're making enough to get by.
I mean, I think it's natural. I think it's a combination of welfare and also this is, like, the way that they're programmed. Like have more kids, and then if you're a dad, then you have more meaning and significance. If you're just like a West Virginian, then you're just like just a loser. But if you have a kid, you'll be like, I have a son, I'm a father.
I have a seed.
Yeah, it's like you're more valuable.
Yeah. Also, if you have OxyContin, I think you're pretty valuable in West Virginia too. They say that's the mating call. If you watch the documentary, he shakes the bottle of OxyContin.
A lot of people talk about it.
I've never done OxyContin. Have you?
No.
I'm not into pills really at all, but
who picks OxyContin? Oxy slaves?
I don't get the reference.
Black people, Oxy blacks.
What's an Oxy black?
It's like a black person that picks OxyContin.
You know what? I was thinking, I just watched the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary.
Of course you did.
And
is it a documentary or is it a show?
It's like a show, yeah. But it's supposed to be pretty accurate. Like even the room, his room the set that they made, like the set design, it's to the T of the same crime photos. Like the aquarium, there's like a rolled up rug by the couch. It's like the same carpet, the same wall art.
Like the 70s.
Yeah, to a T. So that's kind of eerie.
They took pictures of it.
Yeah, the crime scene photo. Right. But the one thing I learned from that documentary is don't take a drink that someone else makes you. And
that's how he did it?
That's how he did it, yeah.
You didn't learn that lesson very well.
I thought about it as you were
Why would I rape you? I'm live streaming.
We're live. If Halcyon, I guess, is
don't
something.
Tell them my address. Yeah. You're fucking paranoid.
312 East Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard.
Yeah, I live with the blacks.
Yeah. That's I did it. I've been doing these like brand ambassador gigs on the weekends sometimes for Corona.
For the virus?
For the beer. And it's a tailgate basically. I get paid to go just
hell yeah. You're like Slurms McKenzie from Futurama.
Oh, I'm a sellout, dude.
You're like, hey, you guys want to party? I'm a commercially... You're like a pop-up ad.
Yeah. What a sad life that guy had, though. He hated it.
From Futurama?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was partying forever.
Yeah.
When you're partying forever, you're never partying.
You think that's how it goes? Or do you think you're just... I don't know. I had heard that.
Vape and rape.
Vape and rape, dude.
I think that if you party too much, then you have nothing to compare it to, and then you need to do something to party. Mm-hmm. If you're just partying, that's not partying.
Yeah, that you need something to associate it with.
Like you need to be celebrating something.
Right.
It should be like an end of the year rap party. You don't just do that.
Celebrate your accomplishments from the year type of a thing. Yeah. Like, have a real reason. Yeah, that makes sense. I've been feeling like that more the older I get. We're the same. Well, we're almost the same age. I turn 33 next Saturday, October 8th.
You're still young, man. You got a lot of life ahead of you.
We both do. But I'm saying like the drinking aspect of like going out and partying and it, you know.
Drinking is like such a dumb drug. It takes a lot of it and it makes you feel horrible.
For real, especially like hangovers nowadays, dude.
But we're still doing drugs that they did in the 1200s.
Yeah. Well, like they were drinking like mead in the 1200s. You ever had mead?
No.
It's fucking terrible.
Yeah, we should do mead one day and see what the hangover is like. See if we burn any witches.
Oh my god. Yeah.
You just wake up miserable and misogynistic.
Yeah. We'll just fucking have a witch hunt in Austin. It won't be hard to find them.
Yeah. Just get a net and go to a bike trail.
Yeah. Just have like empty brooms just like laying on the trail and whoever picks it up. Gotcha.
Yeah, some Mexican janitor trying to clean up.
Just trying to fucking tidy up, man, with her breast milk, her real sugar BM.
Yeah. Callback.
Callback, baby. Dude,
Callback culture.
I'm going to go for another one of these.
Hell yeah. Well, you do that.
Oh no.
I almost made it worse. So, let's see. Sharing that Chinese food. The van is looking good inside. This is not the van. I think it's a little tilted towards my... Oh, no, it's not. It's pretty good.
I mean, yeah, it's good. I mean, I'm not going back this far.
Yeah, it just looks a little tilted.
It is a little bit.
Your side is more down, my side is more up.
Yeah, the headspace, right? You're talking.
Yeah. But, yeah, I like that the little soundboard is in the shot. Makes it look like it's a real podcast.
This is new, huh? Or how long have you had this?
I've had it for a little bit, but that's so stupid. It's like $100, and there's no way to connect multiple headphones to the soundboard. You can only connect one at a time.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
I have an interface that was like $1,200, and it has room for 2 channels, so 2 mics, but only 1 headphone. So like you're required to get an 8-channel, which I assume is what this is.
Yeah, that's what they say it is, but I think you need to double up on one channel, 2 channels.
Yeah, I don't know much about. They say that it's 8 channels at a certain frequency and then 4 channels at. But I think that has to deal with more like live instruments and recording. Like you need more power for like a electric guitar.
Yeah, this is way overpowered for what we're doing.
It's cool though. You have a. I thought you had like a compression. Compression is like. I wonder if it's on here. I haven't really fooled with your board too much. It's always really dark in the cave when we look at it. But there's a on some of them they have this like compression and limiter. So like if someone yells in the mic or drops the mic and it makes that pop sound, it won't translate onto the.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, sound's been getting better though since we've had Dylan consistently. You know, we figured out something yesterday with the audio. Default is the setting in OBS.
Yeah, that's
for audio.
It comes up on default.
Well, it doesn't. It was coming up on like Game Channel or something like that, and it is Game Channel for the video, but it's default for the audio. So anyway, that's what that was.
Shit. You think the audio here is good? I haven't been checking.
I mean, it sounds cool.
Yeah, I think it's working. So yeah, I mean, for this one, I did like the USB codec.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Anyways, yeah. What do you think about like the crowd yesterday?
I thought the crowd yesterday was weird.
Yeah,
but it was a crowd though. There was still like 25 people there.
There was a critical mass there.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a good amount.
That family from West Virginia or wherever they were that was like, don't talk about my mom's sexual stuff.
Yeah, you had a dating show.
Yeah. Dude, the parents were the coolest people.
Yeah, the parents were way cooler than the son.
Yeah, the son sucked. I don't know who you are, dude. You're trash.
You got some General Tso's sauce on your shirt.
Oh, man. You want to lick it off? Or?
I feel bad, but it's really not my fault.
I did it. That's my sexual innuendo. Yeah, it's all right. It's just a shirt.
Yeah, it's just a shirt.
It matches my shorts.
Matches your nipples.
Yeah, dude. You see those bad boys? I always have like nipples on display, dude. I don't know why.
You got those kind of nipples? Are they dark or are they
they're like
textural?
We'll show this. They're you know what I heard? Your lips are the same color as your nipples. So if you want to know what someone's nipple color is, you just look at their lips.
Okay.
Because it's the same skin. And
really?
I haven't done too much research on this, but a couple people.
That's a good pickup line.
Yeah. How would you use it in a?
Did you know that your lips are the same color as your nipples? Yeah. Let me show you. Now let me see yours.
Yeah. Now let me.
We need a bigger sample size.
Your turn. Yeah. Where's your friends?
Scientifically, this is inconclusive.
Yeah.
Maybe I just said that because it's true for me, but maybe it's true for you too.
What do you think would be the exception? Someone without.
I don't know, that it's completely wrong, and some people have dark nipples and they don't have dark lips. Like who has, those dark nipples?
Let's pull up some pictures, dude. Let's pull up some lips.
Anyways, so what do you think about like the comedy scene in Austin? It's kind of kicking off.
Yeah, man, it's been kicking off steadily since I've gotten here, and it just seems like now it's becoming more taken serious. Like it was. Like,
it's like a fucking grind now. It's like okay, let's get to work.
People are stopping by more. Like bigger names are making an effort to put this on their tour schedule, so to speak.
Yeah, Nick Swartzen was here, Dave Attell, and like Austin's not that big of a city. And I'm sure they were coming here before, but now it's like, I think it's even more now. And now it's like, oh, Joe Rogan's podcast, a lot of those people that come here for his podcast. And now Cap City is another reason. And they're like, oh, let's go to Cap City. Joe Rogan's there. And then Kill Tony's there. And it's like, hang. And it's like a new thing. We're creating a new scene instead of the old scene. And you just have to ingratiate yourself into the old scene. This is a new scene. And you get to make it your own.
Right. Do you think we're getting a new comedy store? Like,
yeah, Joe Rogan's Club.
You think that's going to be it? I mean,
that's what he's modeling it after.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of people don't like, some big name comedians don't like me. And like, I think some of my jokes suck. and I don't like my act sometimes, so I get it. But I think some of it is that they don't like that I came up through outside the system. They're like, they came up through the system, like
being a
New
door
York
guy.
and LA, and like ingratiating themselves with that, and they don't respect anyone who hasn't done it their way. But you know, comedy's comedy,
right?
Like, if you can make an audience laugh, that's really the metric. So you don't have to be in New York or LA. Comedy audiences are everywhere.
That's kind of like, I think in most jobs though too, like you get these people who have been like a pool cleaner, for example. I've been cleaning pools for 20 years and this new guy just joined the job and he's making the same money as I'm making.
Yeah, it's good to have that because then you maintain quality. If you just let everyone in without thinking or without critical analysis, then you're just going to have a lower quality product.
Saturated, yeah.
Yeah. So it's good that it's hard and they're giving me shit. And they're not giving me the respect that I deserve.
Well, that's a good thing too that you're being talked about, even negative, right? I mean,
yeah, like Alex Jones.
Dude, he was he's a character, man.
Yeah, I mean, he was great. He when it was like silly and fun and goofy.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of took a dark turn because like people really took him seriously when he said that Sandy Hook thing, and then like people were like torturing these poor families. It's like, how dare you have a kid die horribly?
Right. How dare you, like they were calling him actors and stuff, right?
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think that was his real like take on it, straightforward, or do you think it got muddied through?
I think it's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Like, who knows? Like, part of it's like, wouldn't it be funny if this is all fake?
See,
like,
yeah. I wonder how it started. It had to be, like, right? I mean, why would you?
Yeah. But then it's like he did it for every shooting. Every shooting, he was like, this is fake, this is fake. And yeah, I mean, I just think it's like fun. And it's like not logical or like evidence-based anymore. It's more like feeling-based. And it's like, what is the funnest take I can have on this? And he's doing it online. He's doing it for an audience. So he needs to make it entertaining.
Yeah. But where do you is there a line, do you think, in that? Okay.
I think the line is based on evidence.
Right.
Like if there is some evidence that it was fake, then yeah, like you should say it. But if there's no evidence and it's a horrible thing, then the juice isn't worth the squeeze.
Does he have any evidence that he claims?
Well, no, because it was real and it happened.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
according to the mainstream media.
Well, I just don't know why it wouldn't, you know. It's just one of those delicacy like things. Like it's like the families are already traumatized, right? Your child, your elementary school.
It's like if you're wrong, it's so bad.
It's so bad.
Yeah. And if you're right, it's like
what do you win, really?
Yeah.
It's
like you're making fun of an actor that got paid. And like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. You can hassle me.
Yeah. What if they were all actors out there? All right, we'll stop.
It's fun. You know, it's like...
See, this is the approach that I think it had to have come from, because it is funny to say what if, but like he was aggressively like,
yeah,
no, it is. And it's like, wow.
Well, I heard that it's because he started selling those pills, and then he became like a business, and it became about the money. It wasn't about the ideas and having fun anymore. It was like about
just content.
Yeah, maximizing profit.
Yeah, just in a whatever way.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something to, like, I don't want to ever get big off of like that kind of content. I would rather just
torturing victims of school shootings.
Just like, well, yeah, but I mean like just like
pretending to know things,
right?
And like presenting information or entertainment as fact.
Yeah, because you have to be accountable, like, for what you say. So eventually you're going to have that conversation with somebody. So like once you put that out into the world, it's like you're opening yourself up for those conversations, and when they happen, you can't run away from them. You have to have them.
Yeah, that's why it's good to be a comedian, because it's like we're not here to spread information. We're here for the emotional catharsis.
Right.
But like me, I don't really do that thing where I'm like, what about a unicorn? Fucking a bunny rabbit.
Yeah.
Like improv exercises all the time and always riffing and stuff. I'd like to be more evidence-based and like talk about reality and facts over entertainment and fun, which some people think is boring.
Well, when you can loop it in and make it work, which you do a good job of, I think it's brilliant. Like it's the same thing as like crowd work. Like when you're when you're talking about real shit or something that's tangible, something that's right in front of you, it's totally different than just your what ifs.
Because like it's further and far between, but it's like when it hits, it's stronger.
And it resonates longer too.
Because it's like actionable. It's like you can take that into your real life.
Yeah, you can, and then you could, like, that's your memory too. Like I remember before, Andrew
Tate.
No.
Andrew
Schultz. Jesus. I was a big fan of him from his crowd work before he did his before he did all his shit. And
he was on TikTok.
Yeah, he was talking about his algorithm that got him blown up. He was posting before he blew up. He was posting just his whole sets, and then he went to posting 2 to 3 minute clips of just outtakes. And then he found that people were staying on his page longer for up to an hour and a half, even, versus if he would put out an hour and a half one clip. People would only watch 9 minutes or less.
Yeah, because it's daunting.
Yeah, you're like, I'm stuck here. But if you just got 3 minutes, you're like, shit, I can.
It's the best of.
Yeah.
It's like, show me the best part of your set.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit through, hey, how you doing? Everyone settle in.
Yeah.
What's your job?
And he does so much crowd work that there's really not a lot of setup needed for those clips, which I think is what's so captivating on his approach.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, he's found a way to market himself or like clip himself or edit himself into being interesting for a large audience. So that's what you want to do, is crowd work?
I do appreciate crowd work. Yeah, I like crowd work. Also, like, storytelling and stuff, but like tangible shit, like something that, like, experiences, like you said, not the unicorn fucking a bunny, but like just
that old chestnut.
That old chestnut, yeah. But yeah, I think crowd work's good. I think you also can't do crowd work at like an open mic.
Yeah.
It doesn't work the same.
Yeah, because the audience doesn't want it. But if everyone's amped up and they're excited to be there, that's why you need to like have like a lot of like sets in front of great audiences to get good at that stuff.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It's the catch-22.
But Chris Reese is good at it, and he does it at open mics too.
Yeah, Chris Reese is good. You're talking about I know you're talking about the curly hair, long hair,
fat,
bigger guy. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, he doesn't care. He doesn't give a fuck to the core, which is something that I respect. Like, if you cared, I don't know how he does it, but yeah, he's just like so relaxed when he does that. His mind is free. It's not all tight and constricted with fear and anxiety. He's like, what do you do?
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah, and if it sucks, he just moves on. I'd be like, I got nothing for that.
Yeah, which is funny in itself. But yeah, there's always a funny way, a funny angle, no matter what you do, and that's a great place to be when you're in the zone like that. Yeah,
I did some crowd work. I did Brian McDuffie's mic in Round Rock, and that's a good show. I don't know if you've ever done that one.
Yeah.
But
what's funny is if you're like, I did this crowd work show. So that's not a crowd work show. That's my show.
Yeah.
You're supposed to do your best stuff.
Yeah, I did some stuff, but I had 15 minutes, and I just started off with.
Yeah, that's sort of your vibe. You're very like affectionate, amicable. Hi guys.
Yeah, you think that works?
I don't know. I haven't seen you go up.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I'm sure that it works, and sometimes it doesn't. But if that's who you are, then you're gonna stick with it and get better and better at it. Do you think like you hit on girls too much sometimes?
I think that no.
Well, you're just like such a likable guy that sometimes like.
Yeah, I definitely embrace it if I'm getting attention. Like I don't shy from it, but like, like sometimes like if I'm feeling good, I'll just be on a roll, and then women will start talking to me, and then just like I just don't stop it.
Yeah. Why would you?
Yeah.
I mean, I think women enjoy your smile.
Yeah.
You seem very relaxed and happy and stuff.
Yeah. I think that's true. Also, I do know where the line is. Like I won't fuck your wife unless you want me to. And then then there's more rules. But like, I don't know. Out at a bar having fun, I mean, I just think it's all fair game conversationally.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a wild west out there.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, it's like there are no rules, and like, yeah, you shouldn't get attached to one person and be like, this is my girl. I found her. Because that's weird. If you just met a girl and then you're like, you're mine.
Yeah.
Don't talk to anyone else. That's kind of bad vibes. But
yeah, it reads wrong too. And even though if you feel that way, I think it's natural to feel that way. But also,
yeah, it's boring. It's constricting.
Yeah.
If you're like, oh, I have to be with this guy now, even though he's boring. Like, there has to be this element of I could leave at any moment. And you're like, oh shit. Well, what about that? Isn't that funny? That wallpaper looks like a unicorn fucking a bunny.
There we go. Recall. Yeah.
But how much of that is fake?
The interaction?
Yeah. Like, how much of it is just you trying to get laid versus how much of it is like you actually interested and actually observing and actually noticing things?
Well, I do have like, I'm a sucker for like entertaining. Like if I'm getting laughs, I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
Like if there's one or two people, that's enough. As long as like, you
just won't stop and let someone else do it.
Well, I will, I like riffing, but like I just, that feeds me to keep going, I guess. Otherwise,
you like it.
I could be shy too.
Do you think it comes from childhood?
Maybe. I'm an only child.
Yeah, and you were like entertaining your parents.
I was grounded a lot, so my mom used to tell me I was her best friend. You're my best friend this week. You're grounded. I'm like, oh shit.
That's kind of sweet.
Yeah, it's kind of.
You're not going
trash
anywhere.
too.
You're my teddy bear.
Yeah, I'm your fucking wall art.
So that's cool. You're like trying to make it a worthwhile experience.
Yeah. Are you an only child?
No.
How many siblings do you have?
2.
Older, younger?
Younger. I'm the oldest. Yeah, everyone thinks I'm an only child because I'm very closed off and I don't need other people, and
yeah,
I'm asocial and autistic.
Do your siblings do comedy or any kind of entertaining? They
don't entertain.
Good little accountants, or
yeah, pretty much. They're good Asians.
So you're the least favorite.
I don't know. You'd have to ask my parents. I haven't talked to them in a while. I should call them. But what do you think about the border crisis? Do you think we should open up the borders, or do you think we should close it down and send Mexicans back?
No, I don't think we should send anybody back. I just think we should, I heard this example of it being put, and it kind of resonated with me. And it was someone said, it's like inviting someone into your house. You don't want them to hop over your back fence. You want them to come through the front door. Yeah. Which
it's the good vibes.
Yeah, it's like it's not that you're not allowed in. It's just that you're not allowed to break in.
Well, I think it's like a symptom of a problem, and the problem is U.S. hegemony.
Yeah. Well,
like,
I think
all the countries that they're coming from are countries that we fucked with. Like, what's the correlation there?
Yeah, which is why we shouldn't say no, but also like
we should accept a couple. Like, we should accept a couple thousand, but like to just be like no, 0.
Yeah.
And then they have to hop over, and then like, what is their choice? Their choice is to live and have their kids be risking death and shit, or they could just hop over this border.
Yeah.
It makes sense for them.
Have you seen those videos though of like people going around the fence? Like the video will start of like this white guy. It's like how to climb the fence, and he literally climbs the fence, and then he jumps over, and he's like, "Shit, I forgot my backpack." And then the camera pans, and he walks around the fence and grabs it, and walks back around.
It's like a TikTok sketch.
Yeah, Instagram or something. But
okay,
I just think that like the whole when you talk about the border and like immigrants coming in or whatever. Why we always default to the wall? Like the wall is stupid. Like I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like that's
it's
not
primitive. It's feudal.
It's not keeping anybody out. It's literally.
It feels good.
Yeah, but it doesn't work. So like it's
horrible.
Temporary.
It's like, is this what you want your country to be? Is like this walled thing that's like a fortress, and you're like spiky and gross. It's like that's our exterior. That's like our skin, and you want to be like all utilitarian. Like the fact that you need that is not good. And I think like overall we just need to make sure other countries are doing good. If Nicaragua was doing great, people wouldn't want to come here.
Right.
They don't want to go to a country where they don't speak the language and shit, where it's not their country. They'd rather stay in Nicaragua and make Nicaragua awesome. But if we like depose their fucking president and put in Chiquita's bananas plantations all over the place.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not even our fault anymore. Like we have no interest in that shit. Hopefully, I actually have no idea. But that all this shit happened like 50, 40 years ago, and we just have to deal with it. So it's hard.
Do you think that I have a theory on going back to the border stuff and even expanding that a little bit to marijuana being still crazily hard to come by. Like even medically, you can't get it for like in Texas, you can only get it for like cancer. Like there's like only 2 or 3 ways you can be approved. Like epilepsy's not one. Like how like, you know, every other city is like, or state, like California, you can get it for anxiety. You can get a medical card. But
yeah.
But anyway, my going back, I think it like the politicians, right? I mean, the cartels had to line their pockets and like make some like deal, like, hey, and I feel like having the old politicians still in, I don't think anything's going to change for like a lot of
I mean, I think like illegal immigration is like 0.05% of the population that we have. I don't think it's a big deal. I think it's just like it's a fun thing to talk about. People are like, oh, they're coming in.
Yeah.
We got to keep them from coming in.
Scare
it feels
tactics.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun to talk about. But I think overall it's just like we just got to make sure the whole world is doing good. Mm-hmm. But then if we start doing that, we would be like, well, what about Compton or Detroit or like Flint? Then we'd have to be like, oh yeah, we have to work on that too. And then it's like we don't want to address that and shit. So it's just like, I don't know.
How would you address that internally? Like gentrify it? Like what do you do?
I would say first fix the infrastructure, make sure everyone can transport themselves and live comfortably and have food.
Right.
And then everything else will figure itself out.
That's fair.
As long as people can live.
Safety.
Yeah.
Safely live, safely transport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get to work, have a good home, and make sure like that should be a given. Like you shouldn't have anyone growing up in like a food desert ghetto and it's like bulldozed and giant highways everywhere. I think as long as people have clean water, like Flint doesn't have clean water, like that should be a priority.
Do you think they still don't have clean water?
Yeah, I think it's still a little fucked. I know Mississippi doesn't have a lot of good water right now. Like recently they went through something.
I heard about that. Like don't drink the tap water, you'll shit yourself. Something like that.
Or like in Hawaii, the jet fuel is leaking into the ground.
Oh shit.
And some people get cancer and shit.
When I was in the Navy, we stopped by Hawaii a couple times at the end of our deployments. I was attached to an aircraft carrier. So, when we were deployed, we'd come back and then before we pulled back into San Diego, we'd stop by Hawaii. And I remember one time, it was like the 4th of July weekend and I was on this beach and my cousin was living there at the time and he took me to this party and I just got bashed for being in the military and in the Navy and blamed for the whales dying. They were like... In
Hawaii?
Yeah, dude. They were like not having it.
Who? Like the Hawaiians or the whites?
Both. And I think...
In a bar? Or?
No, we were just on the beach and there was like a awning tent and this like DJ, no-name DJ playing on the...
Was he on a mic? Roasting?
No, he wasn't on a mic. He just had a couple PA speakers and...
So people would just come up to you and...
Well, my cousin knew some people and he was introducing me and they're like, what do you do? And I was like, I'm in the military. And they're like, the military? And I was like, yeah. And then they were like, you're killing the whales. And I was like, well, I'm not killing the whales. But like, that was the vibe. The rest of it was uncomfortable. I didn't have a good time. I was just like...
Yeah, they just didn't like the organization you're a part of.
Yeah, yeah. Which is like... Yeah, I mean, it seems like, that's America's rap on a lot of things. It's like we try to get involved and do better. And I don't even know if we're always doing better, but we're going to get criticized, good or bad. I think someone's going to have something to say.
Well, I think, the military. It's weird because, like, Have you heard that Louis C.K. joke about like a soldier coming in and he's sitting in first class and the soldier has to go in the back, and he's like, he thinks he's doing the right thing. He's not, but he thinks he is, and that's good enough. Mm-hmm. Like, you are trying to do the right thing, mm-hmm. and you're, you know, potentially going to make the ultimate sacrifice for it, and you're getting shit on for it, but like your intentions are good. It's just
right.
Maybe not the right way to address it, like to you, to be like, you're killing the whales.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a funny, it's such a cliche. Yeah. To be like, the whales, think about the whales.
The whales, they were fucking grilling me, dude. I was like, I don't even know.
Do they grill Japanese people? Do they
I don't
go
know.
To them and be like, I saw the cove.
I saw this interaction in Hawaii, and this white guy held the door for this Asian guy, and he walked by and he said, "Thank you," and he said, "You better not be talking about Pearl Harbor, motherfucker."
Wait, the white guy said both of those things?
No, the Asian guy said, "Thank you," and then the white guy said what he said.
The Asian guys?
The Asian guy was, it's a joke. It didn't land well.
I don't know who said what.
The Asian guy said, "Thank you."
Oh, that's
the white
accent.
guy held the door for him, and then he said, "You better."
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Because he was talking about sinking.
The ships.
Yeah. I was walking in like a Dave & Buster's, and some employee there was like, "Konnichiwa."
Did you go with it or?
No, I was like, "Don't do that. That's racist, man. That's
man.
Racist."
Yeah.
I was kind of being a Karen.
Did you bash him over the head with your chopsticks?
Yeah. I rapped him over the head. I picked him up with my chopsticks.
Have you ever used a chopstick as a weapon, or like
no,
or like a throwing knife? Do you think they would throw well, like a metal one?
No, like a dart?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Darts are heavy at the tip, right? And the end is like the fins.
Yeah, they're like heavy. I think like just behind the tip.
Yeah, and then in the front area.
Yeah, the front half.
Yeah,
not the caboose.
I went axe throwing. Have you been axe throwing?
Not yet. How'd you like it?
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. It's a skill, you know. Mm-hmm. As long as there's a forward progression, anything, you can get good at anything. But it's like all about the distance that you're away. Okay. So if you're like half a step away from the ideal distance, then it's gonna just hit, like, and fall. But if so it's like, yeah, they've measured out the correct distance where it'll spin.
Set you up for success.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to. They can lead you to the water, but yeah, you got to drink it.
But it's like, what if someone is running at me and they're like, "Oh, this is the distance." They know, so they like skip over that distance.
Yeah. Do a little sidestep.
Yeah.
On you, you're fucked. Would you? I think it'd be better to hold the axe at that point.
Yeah.
Just like.
Yeah.
Blindly swipe, like on Tinder.
Hell yeah.
Do you ever get on Tinder?
No, lately? Not anymore. I have a girlfriend, but
yeah.
Even before I had a girlfriend, that's just not my dance.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm not a looks guy. I'm more of like a, let me trick you a little bit.
Yeah. Let me woo you and then fucking attack.
Yeah, but I mean the chances of success aren't that high, but it's worth it, I think, overall. I just don't like the idea of it, and I don't like opening myself up to these people. Yeah. Because I don't know, I don't think like women are perfect, and I think like I look at them the same way as men and like just people in general. I'm like, I don't trust your energy, I don't trust your intentions, and like I've been shitty to women, just not even trying to be. Like I went on a date with this girl, and I was like, oh, this is not gonna happen. I'm not attracted to her. She's fat. And then I just stood there, and she knew that I wasn't attracted to her. So it's just like. It was definitely not worth it for her. Right. And I don't know.
It's weird.
I don't want to hurt.
Right. Well, it's weird though. Like, I'm not good at the online dating because like you
can't figure out the phone.
Yeah.
Your fingers are too fat.
I still got the old flip phone. No, but like introducing yourself. Like, what do you say? You know what I mean?
Tinder
like,
on a flip phone.
Dude, that'd be gangster. I don't know. That should be in your description.
8-bit pictures.
Yeah, pixelated. You think that would? No, that wouldn't work.
This pixel is my boob.
Yeah,
it's the same color as my lips.
Yeah, dude. That's funny. Yeah, I just don't have good luck on the dating apps either. Just never, like, the first thing you say. Also, I think it's too many options, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can just find something very quickly.
It's unnatural. I feel like relationships should be like organic, and it shouldn't be like, I'm horny, let's go to the horny button.
Yeah.
Press the horny button.
Do you think that would be, do you think there's a way to make that successful? Like,
yeah, a lot of people do it.
Like, Grindr is pretty much that, from what I understand. It's like dudes are just like, hey, let's just go cut to the point.
Gay people's hookup app is Grindr, and then straight people's hookup app is their relationship app.
Yeah, but it's not the same. They want to like talk and then ghost you, and then.
Well, everyone has different needs and things that they want. Also
true. Another thing too is like, have you ever, back when you were on the dating apps, you ever like swiped and you've been like horny, and then you're in the middle of a conversation with somebody you're like half in on, and then you jerk off later and you're like, I don't care about any of this anymore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go write a book.
It's too much work.
Yeah.
It's like all head. It's like left brain stuff, and you really want right brain feelings. It's like, why do I have to do this essay?
Yeah.
It's like you have to think about each response and how long that takes.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a long time, and some people, it's just they're never gonna want to meet up. They just enjoy whatever that is.
Pen paling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is true too. Like, even if it is going good, it's like, if it lasts, like if you're talking for like a week or longer, I feel like there's no chance. It's just been too long. It's just been like the excitement's gone.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got to do it if you enjoy it. Like, I feel like the best way to do it, this is like purely armchair quarterbacking, hypothesizing, because I have actually never done it. But it's like, just respond to people that you want to respond to. It should be easy. And if your easy thoughts and just instinctual responses aren't what she likes, then it's probably not a good match. But then it's like, you're going to just say whatever, and whatever, fuck them, they don't like me, I'm going to find someone else. And then you never improve. So there's like a little bit of both. You have to like constantly like critique yourself and like try to be better. But like texting is like such a weird thing to do.
I used to think that I hated texting, and I did. And then until like the last couple of years, I've noticed, like, don't call me, just text me.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. I don't think that I'm reverting to like the new ways, or converting to the new ways rather.
I mean, I either want all of it or none of it. I don't want to have like a FaceTime thing, even though I FaceTime my girl all the time. But just hypothetically, I'd rather see you in person than to do this fake seeing thing. So yeah, I mean, most meetings can be an email, most phone calls can be a text. But if you enjoy the emotional benefits of a phone call, that's the only reason to call someone. It's not to convey information, because you can do that with a text. It's like, if you enjoy talking and hearing their voice, and you know, like hearing the emotional context behind what they're saying as well, then it's better. But yeah, I mean, I think it's you gotta. I think most things can be a text message. I get annoyed when someone calls me and they could have just texted me.
Certain things I think are better I like the voice memo aspect now, because like, you know, texting is, sometimes you don't want the call, but also texting's not enough. So you can just send it real quick and get your tone and you know, your
and it's quicker than typing, because then you're like, let me delete that, use another word.
Yeah. Because sometimes, like, you know, just communicating verbally is the natural pauses in your voice or the inflection. It tells more than just words anyway.
Yeah. So you convey more information.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like talking to women because I like hearing their voice. But if a man's voice makes me feel good, then I feel weird about it.
Yeah. Is there anyone in particular? Like, is there a podcaster that, like, do you like Joe Rogan's voice, or?
Yeah, I love Joe Rogan's voice.
Yeah. No pressure. no pressure to say that.
Yeah, no, I love his voice. But yeah, I mean, I love getting calls from Joe, because it's like, it's someone I respect, and it's like, oh my God, like, you know, presidents and fucking leaders of industry would love to be able to talk to Joe Rogan, and just doing it for free.
Yeah.
So there's that, but that's not enough, but like enough to like feel, yeah, that's kind of gross to get enjoyment out of that. It's just like I like hearing from him because he's like been really nice to me, and he's like really wise, and he's someone I respect. He's like my mentor, and he can tell me a lot.
For sure. I mean, also I think it's true, like there's another aspect to it that's natural and normal. It's like a sense of reward for you. I mean, you put in a lot of work to get where you're at, you know, and then just the fact that like that feeling you get by when you're talking to him is just like it's rewarding. I mean, it just reminds you of the work that you put in and why
Right, but if I'm thinking about that when I'm talking to him, I'm not gonna have like a natural conversation.
Yeah, well, don't think about it while you're talking to him. Just be aware of it.
Well, yeah, I'm just like fascinated that this guy, it's like, you know, Babe Ruth to me. Mm-hmm. I listened to him forever, like a lot of people did. And now I get to talk to him, and it's awesome. I love it. Yeah, man. Well, I'm super proud of you, dude. You've been killing it, and I mean, I know that probably don't mean much, but it is. It's cool. It's cool. No, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. It's cool to see. Genuinely, it's cool to see your fucking rising. Yeah, it's better than people being like, "You suck. Yeah, I hate you. You're gonna fall." So yeah, every time I hear a compliment, I'm like, "Well, it could have been way worse." Yeah, yeah. People are going to always have something negative to say. Yeah. But I mean, I feel like I'm really blessed in that I get too much positive. Like I could handle a lot more negative, but mostly it's positive. So yeah, I have a good mix right now. I think I want to keep it this way. Yeah. You're in a position too now where you're going to get a lot of yes men or yes people around you. And like, so that's, I think, what you're talking about, where like you can handle more negative maybe, but it's all right. I don't want too much positive. Yeah. Cause then it's just hot air. Mm-hmm. No constructive, no improving, no room for 100%. What do you think about is Joe's club coming up soon, or has it been pushed back? He said on his podcast that it's coming out in January, so that's really soon. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. How's the Austin scene? Like I heard from a couple people that like it's not as exciting as it was in the beginning. Like it's sort of like lost a little bit of its luster. Like people are like, oh shit, this is gonna be a grind. It's not like the instant success that they were looking for. Yeah, I've heard people talking about that too, and I think the point that I heard is like it seems, talking to comedians who came to Austin from another comedy scene like Boston or something, and they say that it seems in Austin like it's a little more cliquey. Like, hey, I do this show, and I'll put you on if you put me on your show. Yeah. And then also, yeah, that's true. The like rearranging of the list is also something that I think favoritism. Yeah, it's like there's been like, cause like there's some mics that you'll have to like, they'll have like this catch to it. It's like, get here and the first 20 people to pick a number, that's your order, and then everyone else after that is like, you know, first come first serve. But that first 20 people is going to be changed. I've done that before, and I was like number 14, and I timed it perfectly. I showed up to the spot, and I got there like 20 minutes before I should have went up, and it was an hour and 45 minutes before I went up after that. I was like, I wonder what mic you're talking about. I have no idea. Yeah, well, I don't want to say too much more. I think I can make a guess and get lucky. Yeah, you got lucky, I think. Duck. I think you can get lucky. But, yeah. That's just one of the ones, you know. Well, that mic is notorious for that. But yeah, I mean, it is Texas. Mm-hmm. It is all about who you know, and that's kind of what the vibe of this place is. But yeah. I think that there's a really positive vibe here that I haven't felt in other scenes. I agree with you on that. There's definitely a positive to it. And it seems like it's a lot of like, no one's out of reach kind of a thing. Like everyone is available to, you know, it just depends on if they want to talk to you or not. Yeah, it's not like a snobby class thing. It's more like a personality thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people moved here from all over the country. So everyone is different. Like there's going to be a lot of cliques because there's like people from Boston. Like a lot of people from Boston moved here. There's like people from Detroit, like Genevieve Clinton and Marcus Oland. And then like people who are from Texas or Houston, like Liz Blatt or Dallas or wherever she's from. And then like, you know, people who are here in Austin who like are a separate entity. They're not even like, it doesn't even seem like we're in the same scene.
It's a large scene here though too, because I'm seeing comics that like I've never come across before that have just been doing comedy in Austin for years. I went to this mic, or not, well, it was a show, not a mic rather, and the whole lineup, the only person I knew was Dylan Sullivan, and there was like 4 or 5 other great comedians that have been doing comedy in Austin. So you just don't see them, I guess, at like the open mics and stuff, and like, or those clubs rather, as much. And so it's cool to see. I like the diversity aspect of it. I think that should contribute.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need everyone. You get a richer palette if you mix everyone's colors together.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's just unfortunate that sometimes there can be cliques, but like, you know, it makes sense because like I don't really get along with some of the people that are like a little too riffy, and they don't get along with me. But I mean, we can still hang out and talk and stuff. Right. It's just like I'd rather hang out with, you know, fellow Shih Tzus.
Yeah, I hear you. There's an aspect of, I think, a necessary aspect to cliques, but like I think, you know, there comes a point where like if you want to run a successful show, you need to take that buddy element out of it and organize a good show and stick to it. 'Cause, you know.
I mean, I like to think that I'm objective in who I think is funny, but I know I'm just subjective. It's like whoever I like, I'm probably going to be more partial to. Yeah. I mean, comedy is very subjective. It's a lot about likability. Like if you like them, it's easier to laugh. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're right. Someone can do the same bit and bomb, and then the next person can do the same bit and murder. Yeah. You're right. Likability is a big part of it. Yeah, because if I don't like someone, I don't want them to get any positive approval, even if I think it's funny. Yeah. Like I don't want to encourage them if I know that they're gonna use this laugh to feed their ego. Yeah. That's like the biggest thing I look for in comedians is humility. Like I can't laugh at someone who's too arrogant.
Yeah, like someone who's not like, because then you're not a real person. It's like, who are you? You're being fake. Constantly.
You're blowing yourself up. Yeah. And then who knows what I'm encouraging? You might become a serial killer.
Jeffrey D, dude. The old D stream.
How long is that show?
10 episodes, I think, roughly 10 hours.
10 hours of Jeffrey Dahmer.
It's pretty good.
It's good?
It's good. And then
you saw the whole thing?
I saw the whole thing, but episodes like 6, or maybe episodes 7, 8, and 9. There's like 3 episodes I loosely watched right towards the end. It kind of slowed down. The first half, though.
Yeah, brilliant. With the build-up. Yeah. Where he's just murking.
Well, episode 1 is all about, and I don't think this gives anything away, but episode 1, they do a really good job of like...
I heard.
It's like a
spoiler at the beginning.
Yeah, so to speak. I mean...
Well, everyone knows he got caught. We wouldn't know about him at all.
Right. They start with that. That episode 1 is the
Asian.
No.
He's not Asian?
Not the one he got caught on. Oh. It was a black dude.
Maybe. Who was it that escaped and then the police found him and then they returned him back to the serial killer?
This 14-year-old boy who...
that was Jeffrey D?
That was Jeffrey D. And there was this 14-year-old boy, I don't know his ethnicity, but his brother was caught before him, and he acknowledges it in the room, because Jeffrey Dahmer talks, like, he entices them with money. He's like, I just want to take pictures. Just want to do some pictures. I'll give you $50 or $100. And they're like, okay. And then this kid says, like, you don't know who I am? And he's like, no. And he's like, my brother went to the police. He ran away. You tried to do this to him. And then Jeff, he's like, he's lying, blah, blah, blah. But like the kid stays because his family needs the money. And he ends up lobotomizing this kid with a fucking just drill and a drill bit. And then that's when the kid like tries to make his escape, but he can't articulate words. And then the cops are like, also back then, like being gay was like, cops didn't even want to deal with it. They were just like,
marginalized people. They were forgotten. Right. They don't get the same law enforcement that the rest of us get.
Right. So Jeffrey Dahmer was just like, this is my boyfriend. I have pictures of him. And he did take pictures like 30 minutes before. And so the cops come in and he shows the pictures. And I guess that was enough for the cops to be like, look, it's just weird gay shit. We handled it. Like, that's what they say in the...
Yeah. They're like, I don't want to get too deep into it.
Yeah.
Homophobia is not It makes you bad at your job. You gotta love dicks, or else you're not gonna be a good policeman.
Yeah.
I think it's sad that people are into it. I think it's a sign of like we don't like each other, and we're like how would I fuck people up? Like I know it's coming. We feel a little anxiety. We're like looking at each other like, would I be able to take this guy?
Yeah.
And it's like we're just getting ready for the moment where we have to just start murking people.
Yeah. He literally does the same move to all of them. He makes them a drink. Literally the same, and then they drink it and they pass out.
Yeah,
and,
it's powerful. So
yeah.
Woman's drug, woman's weapon.
A woman's weapon. Yeah, it's a cool little thing. I mean, it's cool to see. I also agree with you though. I think in a different way, it's kind of fucked, the whole documentary, because it gives you sympathy for old Jeffrey D, dude.
Why?
Because you see his upbringing, like the parents, like they do a really good job. Yeah, the actors in it are all really good. So that's another thing too. It's like every actor is brilliant. And
so what was fucked up about his childhood?
So his mom, he's the oldest. He has 2 other siblings, I believe. And anyway, his mom had postpartum depression whenever she had him, and the doctor's cure was a bunch of pills. At one point, I guess she was on 26 different pills. So she got hooked, and they were all like opioids or whatever. And so she became distant and addicted and attempted suicide, just wasn't happy. The father was very distant. He was never home. And so then I heard your throat do something weird.
Yeah, it's bubbling up. I'm getting
the dragon
horny,
growl, dude.
Thinking about this drugged out mother.
Yeah. So anyway, it's just a neglect factor. So the mother kept leaving him. The dad kept leaving him. And at one point he's like telling his dad, something's wrong with me. And the dad doesn't really listen. The dad's solution is like, let's send you to Ohio State. I'll pay for your first semester. And he just avoids everything. And then at one point, Jeffrey's living on his own for 3 months. His dad already left, divorced the mom. The mom was supposed to stay at the house. The mom ends up leaving. And then Jeffrey's alone for like 3 months. And that's when he does his first killing. But it's just sympathy in the fact that, like, you know, what if it was done differently, his upbringing? Maybe it would have been.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too horrible. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's like sad and it's like scary because, like, if that's all it takes to make a serial killer,
yeah,
it's like we could be making a bunch of them.
Yeah. Also, I mean, you just gotta kind of watch it. I think the actors being so good is also like, it's just they're great at their jobs, so they make you feel what you're supposed to feel.
Yeah.
And yeah, but the argument on that is like people were saying that if they're talking about boycotting it, and if to keep it up, the solution that people would be happy with is give that money to the victims' families.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound far off.
The Netflix money?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I think like serial killers, I think are like an American phenomenon. Like other countries do it, but we have like the best and the most.
Yeah.
And I think it's like a culture thing because like everyone here came from another culture. And we don't have like a shared culture. Like we're not like
melting
all
pot
Estonians,
right?
So we don't have like this kinship with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And also I think our welfare system isn't very good. So I think like a lot of people grow up in horrible situations where people are struggling to survive, and that could make it more likely that you're gonna murder someone, do crime, and if you have like a traumatic childhood.
Yeah.
If your mother has like stress and you're in the womb, then you come out of the womb like a little jumpy and shit. So I don't think that helps. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that's a good thing that we're all like watching this and being like, wow,
yeah,
this is crazy. But I think it's like natural almost, like, because I think it's natural to want to, like, you see people all around you and they're cutting you off in traffic and they're not like really your friend. They're sort of your enemy. They're sort of your opponents.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, what if I did the worst things and like, you know, really won over my opponents in the best way possible?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think that's the true test to see if someone is a serial killer or not. Put them in a road rage incident, see how they handle it. I've never had more violent thoughts than in a road rage incident, dude.
Yeah, or just avoid road rage incidents so that you don't spike everyone's, cortisol levels every day, 5 times a day. I try to avoid the road just to avoid road rage and pollution and like danger. Mm-hmm. It's like that's the reason why you get road rage, is because it's dangerous. Mm-hmm. It's like you could die.
You cut me off and I had to slam on my brakes. I almost hit you. Now I want to really hit you.
Yeah, well, we're in these exoskeletons that go 70 miles per hour, and they're made out of steel, and now we have to embody the personality and emotions of a fucking robotic, internal combustion engine, gas guzzling thing. It's like not how we're supposed to be. We're not supposed to be cars. We're supposed to be humans.
Supposed to be horses?
Horses are better.
Yeah.
Horses are cool. It kind of makes you cocky, though, if you're on a horse.
If you know how to ride one well.
And then you see a human on foot.
Yeah. Do you spit on them, or what do you...
I don't know. What do those horse cops do? Those horse cops always look afraid.
The horse cops look afraid?
Yeah.
I think those... the horses look like they're ready to fucking bite you, though.
Yeah. Those are like war horses.
Yeah. They're ready.
They don't give a fuck.
They'll fucking throw you out of the way.
They don't care about humans. But a plastic bag, that might freak them out.
Do you think if like it would be a terrible idea just to like pop a brown paper bag in front of a horse,
That's our strategy.
Yeah, that's how you throw their equilibrium off.
I don't know. Yeah, what do horses hate?
I don't know.
What is like their Jeffrey Dahmer? Like, I think like a 4-legged wolf type thing, just crouching. I think that would freak them out.
Just like a ready to pounce wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just instinctively.
Maybe. Do you think it's like a mouse too? Like, do you think a mouse or something, or do you think like elephants hate mice? I guess. Do you think horses hate mice? Do you think it's the same?
Yeah. I think it's like how some people hate needles because of how small and pointy it is.
Yeah.
I think some people or some horses would be like, "Oh shit, that thing can like crawl into my butthole."
Yeah. Yeah. And eat me out from the inside.
Yeah. Like an ant eating an elephant, because that's the one thing that could kill an elephant, is if you're small enough. Like you either want to be really big or really small.
That's
you
a
don't
good
want to
point.
be in the middle.
So like a trillion ants covering an elephant, he doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah,
he rolls around maybe, but they're still gonna be there.
Yeah, you can run away.
That'd be a terrible death, dude.
Yeah, they're inside you. Like, what is me if these ants are inside me? Are these ants me now?
Or are you the ants?
What if they're controlling me?
Yeah. Oh, they're controlling me.
That's so crazy that he was lobotomizing people.
That's wild. Yeah. I think the interest people is just like, no one really knew that much about Jeffrey Dahmer other than like, it kind of romanticizes it, I think, a little bit. Like giving aspect to his upbringing and like his thoughts. Or
do you think it's going to make serial killers, or do you think it's going to be like an inoculation, like a vaccine?
Let me try some chicken about it.
This is how you solve problems in Alabama.
Yeah, you just try some chicken.
God damn, this math problem's hard. Let me eat some chicken about it.
What was the question again before I?
If you or Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh, do you think the Jeffrey Dahmer thing is gonna make the Netflix show is gonna make serial killers or deter them?
I think that it has a good chance to do both. Probably more of making them, though. I mean, it's like whenever you see the movies where it's like a robber robs a bank and then he pours bleach on everything that, like it teaches you how to get rid of the evidence. Jeffrey Dahmer teaches you how to, go to gay bars and drug dudes and lobotomize them. I don't know. But also we're in a different time. That was in 80s and all the 80s, I guess. 91 was...
People were dumber back then. They thought that everyone was their friend. They were hitchhiking like idiots.
Yeah. Have you ever hitchhiked?
No.
I haven't either. I had a buddy that lived by it. He was like from Montana and just said that he used to log, and he's
gonna die by it too.
Yeah. I don't know if I could do it.
I think it's relatively safe.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things though that like you, the person stopping should be concerned to pick up, but also you hitchhiking should be concerned. Like you should do like a little, you should vet them a little bit. Like,
yeah, dude. Due diligence.
Yeah. Were you like, what kind of questions would you ask though? Like if you were a hitchhiker to determine the safety?
I don't think it's about the questions. I think it's about the vibes and the way they look at you, how long they hold eye contact, what emotions they possess.
Yeah. They got a smile like mine. They're up to no good. Just like, come on in.
Yeah.
Get in the back.
If they want you to feel a certain way, if they let you have your own emotions, or if they're trying to make you feel something.
Mm-hmm. Got a little
Is it
airplane.
just the mic that's picking it up, or is it loud as fuck?
I think it's a combo, but you also have these are good mics. These Shure SM7Bs. Yeah, these are Shure SM7Bs. These are good mics. But
for picking up airplane noises.
Yeah. What do you do you like the windows in here? Because you could cover those with like some Dynomat.
I mean, they exist. I don't want to deny the room of its
right. That would
intrinsic qualities.
Right. That would be the trade-off. You wouldn't have windows, but the Dynomat would help with sounds like that.
Yeah. This room is a little echoey. It was a lot more echoey without these things.
Yeah, you can do a couple other, like, so the corners, they're called bass traps. You can put, it's just like styrofoam, like triangle pieces, and those do a lot too. But you're right. I mean, audio treating your room is a necessary step for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I get those black things with that have the ribs on it?
Mm-hmm. That's what those bass traps are. They look like that. I'll show you an example of one. But yeah, man, I like your spot here. It's better than your last place without AC.
That was only for a month.
It's a month too long, dude. They look like this, so they'll just fit in the corner. But they do a lot, surprisingly a lot for the echo, and they're
I like this table because we could play Catan here.
Fuck yeah, dude.
This is a giant ass table for Catan. We probably only need like that much space for Catan. So
there's you have the expansion pack, right?
Yeah.
I was at Target the other day, and is there like a double expansion pack, or is there another game similar?
There's a bunch of different expansions.
Okay. I almost bought something and gave it to you. I didn't know what you had though. It confused me. It wasn't called Catan though, but it was like the same like artwork. It was like Catan, but like I don't know what it was called.
It's probably a completely different game. It's probably Risk.
Yeah, it's Clue. It was Guess Who. Do you ever remember Guess Who?
Yeah, it was a great game.
Yeah.
Little pop-ups and you put him down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is your guy black?
Yeah. Is your guy is your person look like they could be LGBTQIA+? Half the board can go down.
I came up with like a bunch of questions just to fuck with the people, and one of them was like, does your person like long walks on the beach?
yeah, that's subjective though too, right? They're gonna how do you answer that?
Yeah, it's like I don't know, I think so. And then you have to be like, oh, this person does not look like he likes beach walks.
You basically take everyone with red hair off the board though. They don't like sun.
Yeah. But what if they don't know that about gingers and they're like, yeah, that's a smile.
What if they got sunscreen or something, you know?
Yeah, it's a fun game.
Yeah.
It's like all probability. So I bet there's like if you Google it, there's like the perfect questions to ask to get the answer the quickest.
Do you think that's cheating?
No. I think that's math.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not arguing that like
it's information.
You should, if you have access to information, you shouldn't remember it. I think is what Albert Einstein said. I think that's true in a lot of ways. Like I don't need to memorize the Pythagorean theorem if I can fucking Google it. But
yeah,
also the game is about like your intelligence and strategy. So by copying,
how intelligent is it to use the most intelligent strategy that you found? Yeah. Well, intelligent to be like, no, I gotta use my gut and my emotions to figure this out.
Well, it's like a Rubik's Cube. Like if you Google how to solve it, did you really solve it?
Right.
Or you just fucking you connected the dots.
But it's easy to be like, oh, there's a correct answer for Rubik's Cube. Not a lot of people are going to be like, oh, there's a correct answer for guess who. They're going to be like, no, I got this.
Yeah.
So it takes a certain amount of intelligence to be like, mathematically, there should be a way to eliminate half each answer to get the quickest. Because that's the most you can, that's the best way to do it.
Do you think it would be a list of questions different for each person, or do you think it would be a general list?
Depending on the board, it depends on what the board is.
Yeah.
Like if half the people have green eyes, then asking about green eyes would be the most effective. But I bet they make it so that it's not that easy.
It's all racially ambiguous. I have Guess Who. We should maybe.
I bet it's online.
You like a online version?
Yeah, so we don't have to set it up.
Yeah.
All that.
Something's fun about flicking them down though.
Yeah, that was a large part of it.
Click.
And then you bump into it, and you have to start all over.
The worst. You're like, fuck.
It's like all my work.
Yeah, all my due diligence.
Yeah.
Out the window.
Yeah.
What would outside of Catan? What's another board game that you enjoyed or used to enjoy?
I don't know. Most board games suck. Chutes and Ladders is pretty good. It's all chance.
Mm-hmm. Chutes and Ladders is a good one.
Yeah.
'Cause you can go up and back. Monopoly though, that's a classic.
Monopoly is great, but it's unplayable. It like takes forever and no one ever finishes it.
Either someone gets over it and like,
oh shit, we should call the podcast. I forgot I have chicken in the oven.
Okay. You wanna you can't pause the stream, can you?
I can, yeah. You wanna pause it?
Sure. Commercial break.
All right. Let me pull something up.
Maybe we can run that ad while you're doing a commercial break.
Oh yeah. I don't know how this works.
Yeah. Oh, we're on YouTube.
Ads inserted, I guess.
We can figure it out later. I haven't finished any. I haven't put any clips in there from Ian yet, but royalty-free videos.
I don't know what to put on.
Can you do on these streams, like these podcasts, can you play music like on YouTube? You know what I mean?
I think I can,
like
but
a music video or something.
It gets demonetized, and sometimes they're like,
"Oh, shit,
don't do that."
No, well, there's like weird gray area. You can do it for like a certain length of time, but like also there's ways to get around it, like if you slow it down or.
Yeah. Oh gosh, whatever. I'll just put this up.
Yeah, do that. That's good.
It's taking forever. Display. Sure. And then mute. Okay, see you guys.
BRB.
And we're back. Welcome back. What a night. What a day we had.
Yeah.
So are you doing any shows coming up?
No, I don't think so. I got invited to do Hyenas in Dallas. I was thinking about doing that. I don't have a confirmed date, but I was doing that show and it kind of took a lot of my time, and I've kind of put it on the back burner, the show, because I wasn't focusing on what I wanted to focus on, my stand up and other things, and so I'm just getting back into the groove. I've been writing the whole time. I have like 15 minutes of new material that I need to fledge out, but
that's fun. It's exciting when you have new stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. It's just I like to do.
I feel like Dallas. Everyone goes to Dallas, but not everyone goes. Not like it's more popular, I think, than Houston.
More established, maybe. They just have I think they have more established comedy clubs.
Yeah.
Like we have the Creek and the Cave, but it's not that.
The Hyenas and the Improv there.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Everyone knows those brands, at least Improv.
Yeah.
And what we're getting now, we're getting Cap City. I mean, it'll change soon. I think the dynamic will shift, especially when Joe's show or club opens.
Yeah.
I think that, he wants to be the mothership, right, of comedy or something like that, how he puts it. I think it will happen, 100%.
Yeah.
You were telling me about that venue, though, right? It's going to be 2 rooms or no?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It'll be like the Comedy Store. They have 3 rooms there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love the Comedy Store. Have you been?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's such a good vibe.
Yeah, I love the Comedy Store. I was doing comedy right before the pandemic started.
Oh yeah, you lived in LA.
Mm-hmm. I started. I did it at the Ha a couple times, and then I never did the comedy store, but I went to a lot of shows. I just was surrounding myself with it, while I was there, which is, I think, at least my approach to most things. Like whenever I'm starting something new, or I like to surround myself with it so I can understand.
Yeah.
Everything, like the language, the norms,
Yeah. So you can imbibe it, be a part of it, and
be successful with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to contribute, not fucking shake up.
Yeah.
Too much anyway.
That's the best way to succeed individually, is to contribute.
Mm-hmm.
It's selfish to be generous.
Yeah. Well, in a way, yeah. I mean, you think it's selfish to be generous?
I think if you're good at being generous, then it's you should look at it as helping you, and that will, whatever you have to do more of it. Mm-hmm. I think it's fine. Even if you're doing it for selfish reasons, if you can keep doing it, then you're eventually going to do it for the right reasons.
Mm-hmm. I think finding a balance for sure is, the sweet spot, obviously. But anytime you're taking time for yourself, you're being selfish, and I think it's necessary to be selfish sometimes. Even if you're just working on your exercise routine.
Yeah, I think it's important to make individuals awesome, and then the whole thing will be better.
1,000%. Yeah.
But I think
there's too much room. You don't need to, there's too much room for everybody. Why do I need to fucking be alone?
Why do I have to sacrifice large parts of my personality for the greater good? When there's plenty of people, we don't need, what are we doing that we need so much everyone to pitch in for? But I think there's too much selfishness. That's the problem. I don't think it's that people are too generous and they're too selfless. I think the problem is that overall the problem with the world and what we need more of is more generosity. But individually, maybe individually you could be more selfish.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not advocating for selfishness, but I'm saying in the generosity aspect of it, I mean, finding that balance. But I mean, there's also stages I think you should go through to you shouldn't just start off selfish and only be selfish. Maybe you get to that point after you've contributed and given, and then now it's okay, I'm gonna take a second and be selfish for a second. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's not bad to be selfish. It's just if you are only selfish, then it's bad. But yeah, it's good to indulge and be now I'm gonna just do whatever I want to do. Yeah, I think that also doesn't give you a leg to stand on communicating wise. if I go, like when I first moved to Austin, I went to, I was at the mics every night and like the Banana Phone and stuff like that. And like, you don't, like, if you don't know anybody in the scene, at least for me, I'm not comfortable to just be my true authentic self, because everyone has all of these backstories and experiences with each other, and they can go back and forth, and you're just this new guy that everyone's watching. Like, you can't, there's more pressure on you, I think. So I think the approach is to like find common ground and be a human and like just try to contribute where you can and show your value, I guess.
Yeah, I like contributing. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Mm-hmm. Like, even if like you want to be the best stand-up comedian and a rock star and have everyone love you, like what you really want is to impart upon a lot of people value, whether it's emotional or information, and then for them to love you for it because you provide them value, because you're doing something good for the community. Like, even in our most selfish desires, it's like about helping others. And I think that's beautiful. Like, people want to be rock stars and shit, and movie stars, because they want to perform in front of people and give them the emotion that they feel is so strong and so unique to them.
Right.
Whether it is or not, who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, whether it is or not,
everyone feels like their emotions are awesome because they're feeling it, and of course it feels awesome for you.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean everyone else.
Not for the listeners all the time.
Yeah.
Some people, I've seen that hand play out where like you just see a comic who's like not even necessarily new to it, but just like terrible, but doesn't change their approach or anything like that, and it's just like you got to have the self growth at some point. Like, I think change your view, change your thought process or whatever, mix it up.
You gotta improve yourself. You can't just be so satisfied with yourself all the time.
Who made that shirt? That's sick, dude.
I don't know.
Or can they buy it?
I don't know.
Does the proceeds go to Hans Kim, or is it?
I forget who made this. Please message me. I forget.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
That shit's sick, dude.
It's badly photoshopped. I feel like the fact that it's badly photoshopped actually adds to the value.
I don't think it's. I think the filter over it makes it the bad Photoshop acceptable.
Yeah.
Because it looks kind of like digitally 3D glitched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks.
Your little 8-bit.
Yeah. Looks sort of like an Instagram thing.
Looks like it was taken on a flip phone.
Yeah. That's great.
Have you thought about doing your own line of merch? Like,
yeah,
I mean, I know you got your things, but like graphic tees like that, like
maybe, yeah.
You have what all kind of merch do you have? I know you have those leather stamped. You have the stickers,
the keychains.
Yeah. Do you have graphic tees or
stickers? I have graphic tees. No, not really.
You can get you could go to town with that. Like, you could do like all kind of pop culture. You could put your face on Pablo Escobar's
but I don't want to do that shit. I don't want to like spend time doing that shit. I'd rather just lay in my hammock.
Yeah.
I got a hammock.
Yeah. Do you make good money off your merch, or?
Yeah. I never count it.
Right.
I just do it, and then I stuff it in my wallet.
Yeah.
I have no idea, but I'm selling them for more than I'm buying them, so I'm sure I'm making money.
Which is the key.
Yeah. It's just like, if I'm going to be concentrated on that, I'm going to become a little shopkeeper, a little accountant.
Yeah, maybe you should. Yeah, I don't think that would be something you should focus your energy on as far as like designing the graphics and stuff. But Shopify or something like that, they do it for you after, like, to a certain point.
One of those things where they have a warehouse and then it's made to order or whatever.
Right, you have to do no storing.
They just take a giant percentage of it.
Yeah, but if you're not counting, you know what I mean? It's just...
Yeah. It's better than
just
nothing.
Extra income, yeah. I mean, because you could do like seasonal. You could just do it like, or quarterly, or like, which I guess would be seasonal. But like, you could just have like, this is the line of Hans Kim graphic tees for the next 6 months. And then that way you don't have to think about it for 6 months. Or you don't have to pay someone to design again for 6 months or whatever.
Yeah, I could do that.
It would just be an interesting...
money.
Yeah. I don't think it's selling out. It's also like, you could consider it like, this is the 2022 tour drop. I'm doing these graphic designs for. If you got this shirt, it means you were a fan back then, type of a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, something to think about.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
What do you like to do? You like to do like a lot of intricate things like production and like arranging things.
I do a lot of video editing. I do a lot of content creating. Like I make commercials. I just did a commercial. Well, not really a commercial. I think I sent it to you for the LA Rams. I designed a
little splash.
Yeah, and it's like a little 8-second clip that's gonna play during the games, and it's just stuff like that's cool. But it's not what I want to do forever. It's just something that I'm good at, and it's opened a lot of opportunities, opened a lot of doors. But I like doing anything creative, like graphic design. I even like writing. Like I want to write a book one day, a couple even.
Yeah.
I have an idea for. I hesitate to say it on here, but I think it's a pretty cool idea.
What, like sci-fi?
It's like it's like a short story book. So it's like a book with like 12 to 15 different short stories in there.
Yeah, you have ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I'll tell you one of them. So for example, like the theme is, this is a working title, but it would be like what if, and so each story would it would be about a real person. So let's say Genghis Khan, right? Yeah. So he's one of the guys I have a idea about, and so the first half of the story would be the real facts, the actual, leading up to it, up to the moment, the what if moment. Like what if
it's like Inglourious Bastards? What
if something did different? Yeah. And then like, so for example, like you can go deep with the Genghis Khan one because Russia wasn't Russia. They were like
the Tartars.
There were a bunch of different countries. Shah. And then when Genghis Khan was coming down, he was taking over China and he was headed towards Europe. All of the countries in Russia banded together and then formed the USSR. And that was because of Genghis Khan. And because they thought that separately they were too weak. Together, though, they had a chance. And so, from there, the Russian, the Cold War, the space race, all of that stuff
starts 800 years earlier.
Yeah, but like, what would happen? So that would be like the what if. So like, what if Genghis Khan fucking settled down with one of his rape victims and didn't keep the charge going? And then Russia never becomes Russia. What would it be? So you could just take it 100 different directions. But it's stories like that, And I got some about like J.K. Rowling, JFK.
That's cool.
A bunch of stuff, just ideas, just things, just creative shit. And so that kind of stuff. I just like being creative. Ideas. Yeah, I like using my brain.
Yeah.
Idea man over here, I guess.
Yeah. The good thing about books is that it's so cheap.
Mm-hmm.
All it takes is time and energy, and it's so crazy how difficult something so, low budget can be. Right.
And anyone can publish nowadays. Like before, 50 years ago, you had to sign with a big publishing deal, and now Amazon, you could just publish anything. You could publish a child's book.
Yeah, and if it's good, it'll sell.
But if not, it's still published and it's out there and it's existing.
Yeah, it's like
your sales don't matter,
meritocracy.
Basically. Yeah, as far as whether the content exists or not, it doesn't matter what your sales are. So that's cool. To books, Have you ever thought about writing a book?
Yeah, I want to. I read books growing up, but I haven't been really good at writing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's like trying to learn, like how to play basketball, and then being like, I should be in the NBA. Like it seems like a lot, but it seems like writing is like accessible to a lot of people because it's like people who haven't written get bestsellers because they're interesting people. But if you want to get good at it, obviously you have to do it for a while.
Mm-hmm. What would you write about, you think? If you, had to help, like, because there's people who will help you write it, obviously. But if you had, no worries, no stressors on like how it's getting done.
I'd probably write some fiction about some person trying to do their best.
Mm-hmm.
Someone giving it their all.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's kind of stuff I like to read. Like Aragorn.
I didn't read.
It's like a fantasy thing. It's like The Chosen One. Oh, wow, this guy's so gifted and he has all the power and he didn't expect it. He's just a normal person.
Just the underdog story, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hero's journey.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, there's no shortage of like, that stuff can win every time. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of.
It's like your own spin on it and what you choose to emphasize and what part of it you want to focus on.
Yeah. Finding your twist or whatever on the story to make it, you know, your own thing. I had I don't want to, I guess I have another, I'll just say it. I don't give a fuck. I have another idea for a movie that would, it could be a movie, it could be a story, but like I was watching American Horror Story and I got this idea. This stay-at-home dad therapist that has his clients come in, you know, he's very successful. Well, in 1912, there was this real story called the H family or the H house or something like that. And it was a house where this family moved into and all of this weird shit started happening. Like people were seeing things, the kids, the nanny, like they had staff. They were seeing things and hearing things and like they were convinced it was haunted. Well, turns out that they had a gas leak and they were all carbon monoxide poisoned. And it was just enough to not kill them, but it was enough to cause the side effects, which are hallucinations and stuff. So I had an idea about a story with like combining that with like a stay-at-home therapist, and then like kind of meets The Shining, I guess. The family leaves maybe for a holiday or something, and the dad stays, and the family gets better because they're not breathing in that carbon monoxide anymore, and the dad's still there just stewing in it, and then all hell breaks loose or whatever.
When they come back?
Yeah. When they come back, the dad's
He's just been huffing.
Just been huffing, dude.
Yeah.
Just been huffing away. So I don't know. I got just a bunch of weird shit like that.
That's great, because then you don't have to do that. You can just write about it and you can still go through the emotions and your brain tricking yourself into thinking that you did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Is it okay if we call it here?
Yeah, man. That's
okay.
Cool.
All right.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.